go over Marcy's bin cage, and I just want to show you her new habitat. It's much more spacier, nicer than her previous one. So on top of that, it was handmade. So I'm really excited, and I like the idea of upgrading her to this larger cage. It is actually double the square footage of her previous 20-gallon long. So she has a lot more space to roam, to play, to do her things. As you can see, I fit in all of her bare necessities, and there's still a lot of space, so I could add a lot of other things too, but I want her to be able to run, so I just put in like what she needed, which is her sand bowl, her hideaway hut, a tunnel to play with, some wood shoes, a wheel, and of course her nesting hut, and her food bowl and water bottle, which is hanging in the corner. Doesn't take that much space at all. So me and my friend, we built this together, and he was really helpful. He knew all the little hardware techniques. We used a soldering iron, nail or wire cutters, sandpaper, and that's pretty much it. I think it was really simple to make. It wasn't that costly either. The chicken wire was only about $6 or $7 from Home Depot. The zip ties I got from my dad, but you can buy these at any 99-cent store or a Walmart or a Target, and they're really cheap. You get a whole bag for just 99 cents or $1. Then you have like your bin, which is I got a 110-quart bin by Sterilite, and this was for free. I got this for free, but you can buy this at Target or Walmart or any of those stores for like about maybe $11 to $13. I think the most I've ever seen it is like $15, but that's still really cheap compared to an aquarium. And then of course binder clips to clip the middle ends, because I noticed that you can lift up the middle since it's so long. You can lift up the middle really easily, but Marcy can't reach this area, so I doubt that she'll have enough strength to lift it up. I just binder clipped it just in case. So yeah, it wasn't that hard to make. We just soldered down we just cut out a rectangle on the top of the lid with the soldering iron, and we cut the chicken wire, and then we zip tied it, and then we made holes with the soldering iron, and then we zip tied it to the cap or to the lid of the basket. And I think the only hardest part of making this entire thing was the chicken wire, because it's so prickly, or it would poke you, and every time you cut it, it would make another like sharp edge. So you have to be really careful. And since I was worried that it would hurt the hamster, my friend and I, we sanded down the edges and everything to make sure that it wouldn't be so rough. In addition, we made sure that the zip ties were fastened really tightly. The only downside to a DIY cage is that since you made it yourself, you might not, there's a higher risk for your hamster to escape, because you might forget, like, you didn't fasten this correctly, or you didn't realize that this lid can lift up, or things like that. So that's the only con that I can think of making a DIY cage. But if you're really careful and you make sure you're using hamster safe material, and you make sure everything's screwed in right, fastened, and sandpapered, and so on and so forth, then you have a really good cage on your hands. Another con about this cage would be that it is not clear, like not fully clear. You can still see things, but it's not as transparent as, like, let's say aquarium. But what you can do if you want is you can cut out another square and then put plexiglass and fasten that there, and then you can view your hamster however you want. I'm really happy with my bin cage, and I think Marcy is too. So I really recommend it. It's a cheap alternative compared to an aquarium. And on top of that, it was fun to make. I made it with my friend, and it was enjoyable. I liked hanging out with him and making this, and then on top of that, it's something that you're doing for your hamster. I mean, that would make I would hope that would make any hamster happy, but yeah, so I'm pretty sure Marcy really enjoys her new cage. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye!